everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the support and the encouragement that you guys have given me so far. All the comments, I greatly appreciate it. And you guys are giving me the courage and the motivation and the confidence to continue to put my story out there. And I hope that it continues to help people. So thank you guys so much for watching. And welcome to chapter 3. Before we get into everything, I do want to put out a disclaimer with this video because this is the hardest chapter for me to talk about. Something I realized and continue to work through in therapy is the absence of my biological father. And when I say absence, I do mean the lack of consistency that he had in my life with, visiting and being around and showing up. I never had a relationship with my father. Yes, you heard that right. I've never had a relationship with my father, which is something my therapist helped me kind of uncover. And don't worry, I plan to elaborate, obviously. But because I haven't had a relationship with him, I just want to put out the disclaimer that this is a very sensitive and touchy subject for me. I continue to work through the pain and the loss and the heartbreak of this relationship. So I'm just asking everyone for grace. I'm honest about my experience with my paternal family and my biological father. And I hate that the bad just heavily outweighs the good with them. But I mean, that is my reality. And I've lost a family. I've lost a piece of me, a piece of my heart. And that's hard. This is a hard road to recover from, but I'm doing the work, and so can anyone else out there. If you have a toxic relationship in your life, there is a way out. You can work through it and come out on the other side stronger and better. So my early childhood with my biological father, I don't have many memories at all. The only memory I have with my biological father is one time he took me, and my uncle was with us, and he took me to a lady's home, and it was around Christmas. I don't know if it was before or after Christmas Day, but it was around Christmas. And when we went to this lady's house, she had a bunch of presents under the tree. She also had 2 daughters. So, kid, I'm like, oh, it's their presents. Because at that time, I knew that Santa Claus isn't real. I hope nobody heard that, but he's not real. So because I knew that, I was like, oh, this lady, these are all the gifts she got for her daughters. Actually, no. Every present under that tree was for me. So I think it might have been after Christmas, but every present was for me. And I was so excited because I'm a little girl. I'm like 7-ish, maybe 7, 8. I don't know. And I opened all my presents. I had Barbies galore, and she got me the one gift I really wanted that Christmas, which was a Barbie dream house, not the Malibu beach house. No, I didn't want that house. I wanted the Barbie dream house. So let me be clear about that. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but for me as a little girl, oh my gosh, like that was top tier. I wanted that Barbie dream house, and she got that for me. And I spent that whole visit playing with my new toys, playing with my new Barbie dream house, and playing with her daughters, and it was awesome. Got no clue where my bio dad and my uncle were. Didn't care. I had Barbies. I had a dream house. And when we got to her house, it was like daytime, but when we left, it was night. So when we left, my dad dropped me off with my mom. And I obviously told my mom about like all my Christmas presents and all the things and everything. Because I was happy as a kid, and I didn't know who that lady was and why she got me gifts. I didn't care. I was a kid and it was presents. So little did I know, that was actually the last time I ever got to spend with my bio dad unaccompanied by my siblings or my stepmom. So before that, I don't really remember. But after that visit, every visit after that, My stepmom and my siblings were with my dad to pick me up and drop me off. And it didn't matter if it was 2 a.m. Like if it didn't matter. Everybody came to pick me up. Everybody came and dropped me off. And my bio dad was never on time to pick me up or drop me off. So like if he said he'd be there at, 6 p.m., he didn't get there till 9 or 10. And then if he said he'd drop me off with my mom at 6 p.m., it'd be 1 a.m. So like that's just how it was. And it didn't matter the time of day, they were always there. As I got older, like preteen-ish, like middle school age, when I would visit, sometimes the whole family would be in the car to pick me up and drop me off. But then after a while, it kind of like tapered down. So then sometimes my stepmom wouldn't be there. But the consistent was my baby sister. She was always there to pick me up and drop me off. And then my brothers, either both or one or the other. So for a while, maybe like 10 to, because I don't know how old I was when I visited that lady's house. So let's say I was 7. So maybe from like ages 8 to 12, it was always the entire family to pick me up and drop me off. But then it kind of like tapered off like around teenage years. And it was always my sister and another sibling, or just my sister, to be there when I got picked up or dropped off. I still didn't spend much time with my dad. Definitely no alone time. There was never any one-on-one time with him. And I honestly have almost no memories of him as a kid and like a preteen. Like no memories spent with him. I don't have bad memories, but I don't have like any like memories of just any time spent. I don't have any memories of phone calls or texts or anything. And I got my first cell phone when I was 11. My grandmother got it for me. I don't know. But yeah, there was just no time, I guess. That's honestly crazy to think about. Like picture this, me sitting in therapy, telling my therapist about this, my bio dad, my family, all this kind of stuff. And then we're trying to like work through the memories. We're trying to work through the trauma. And I'm struggling to come up with a memory to tell this lady that actually just pertains to the relationship with my biological father. Like struggling. Like I don't have like pretty much any memories besides that one with the lady around Christmas time. Being up to like teenage years, like 16 years old, that was around the time that my brother had his daughter. And like I said, our relationship kind of like tapered off and I kind of leaned into one with the niece. And around that time, because I like look forward most to seeing my stepbrother. He was the one I look forward most to seeing when I would go visit. And then after I just kind of, the relationship shifted and it was just me and the niece, then I tried to like talk to my bio dad more. I tried to like ask him to like spend time with me, take me places. Can we go out to eat? Can we go to the movies? Can we go shopping? Can we go just do something with me, And I'm not really sure how, like I don't really remember what became of those requests to my dad when I asked. But I don't remember I don't remember him ever saying, let's do it, let's go to the movies together. I don't remember what his responses were, but nothing ever came of any of the requests I asked to do with him specifically. When I was a teenager, I was a very high achieving child because of my mother. Because my mom raised me and my siblings in Nashville. She always said, I don't raise subpar children. That's not what I'm raising. You have the ability, you have the intelligence, you have the drive to get all A's, to do whatever you want, yada, yada. So high achieving child. I was editor of the newspaper. I was in cheerleading at school and competition cheerleading outside of school. I was in Youth Leadership Franklin. I was in Jack and Jill of America. I played the piano. I volunteered at a nursing home. I also had like a job, like Starbucks and I think like Kohl's, or I can't remember. So I had a lot going on. So there was a lot that I feel like we could have talked about or he could have showed interest in, but that never happened. And I didn't really go through a rebellious stage as a teenager. That happened when I was like 19. But I didn't really go through a rebellious stage. So maybe I like for him, I didn't need as much attention as my older siblings or my younger siblings. My older siblings, I know they struggled through high school. I know, they have to drop out and then get back in and get a GED. Like I know that they had harder times with school and everything. So maybe that contributed to him not like showing interest in me and what I had going on. I don't know. All I know is even though I wasn't as, what's a good word, troubled as my siblings, it didn't mean that I didn't need my dad. It didn't mean that I didn't need attention. It didn't mean that I didn't need love, that I didn't want him to, see me, be proud of me, invest in me emotionally, spiritually, physically, invest in me, be there, show up. Because he never did. He never showed up to any cheerleading game, not one. And I was a cheerleader for 13 years. So he never showed up to one game, one competition. Um, he never came to a piano recital. I got into Steve Harvey's Dreamers Academy, which was amazing. I don't know if he still does it, but if you have kids under the age of 18, look up the Steve Harvey Dreamers Academy. It's amazing. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my teen years. I loved it. Got to meet like Mary J. Blige. It was just awesome. Just look it up if you don't know about it. At that time, my baby sister had a cheerleading competition. I was 18, so she was like 13, at the time, and she had a cheerleading competition there at Disney World, same time, same weekend. And I tried my hardest to go. And even though we got to meet celebrities and I got to meet Lori Harvey, who was just the sweetest, most beautiful young woman, um, even though I had all that going on around me, I wanted my dad. I wanted to see him. I wanted to go try and support my little sister. And I called and I asked and I tried to get together to see them. And they did not make any time for me. They didn't even ask me about what I was doing, what I had going on. So it never really seemed like anything I did was good enough, big enough, or important enough for my biological father to show some interest, show some support, some love, some encouragement, which sucks. Moving on to when I was 18, went off to college, actually graduated high school early. I took college classes in high school and then graduated early, went to the community college to get my prereqs out of the way, and then went off to school in Missouri. And I don't remember much involvement from biological father. I know they all came to my high school graduation, but if he could, I'll put out a poll. If he could name the college I went to in Missouri, I would be impressed. When I went to college in Missouri, not a lot of memories of his involvement, but I did go visit my freshman year in Virginia to go visit him and they didn't live there. They went to go visit my grandmother as well. She lived in Virginia. I'm sure we talked about my, college, my freshman year, how it was going, all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much the only involvement he had with my college. They didn't even give me a congratulations, you graduated college card, like like I said, there was nothing really I feel like I've done in my life where he cared about. I don't know if he just didn't care, he wasn't proud or what, but every accomplishment I ever had, I reached out and told him and everything. He never checked in or called or texted or anything of that nature. Actually did transfer colleges from Missouri to a college back in Nashville, and I was really happy about that because I was much closer to my maternal and paternal family. Even though I was closer in proximity, still didn't receive any calls, texts, or anything. I don't know, unfortunate. Again, going back to what I said, not a lot of memories, not a lot of involvement from him. And fast forward to when I was 20 and I gave birth to my son. And that was a shift, I guess, for us in our relationship because my biological father said that he wanted to have a relationship with him. Those exact words come out of his mouth. I really want to have a relationship with my grandson. That warmed my heart. And also selfishly, I was like, if he wants a relationship with him, I'm going to be there too. So I can just tag along and you can get to know me and see that I'm an awesome person and I'm an awesome kid. And maybe you'll like me and want to talk to me more and spend time with me. Look, I was just trying to tag along, attach myself to whatever I could to get that man to see me, to love me, to appreciate me, whatever. And if I had to tag along, you know, to the relationship that he was trying to forge with my son, that's what I tried to do. So my son and my niece, my stepbrother's oldest daughter, um funny, I saw a video on, or it's like a little thing, a thumbnail, um of a clip of my stepbrother and my niece, and it said something about like that being his wife. I didn't watch the video, but there's some type of Christmas picture that he took with a young lady, a beautiful young lady. That's my niece. I don't know if homie is married now again, but yeah, that's my niece. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. So, but my niece and my son, they share the same birthday, April 27th, which I think is so sweet, so adorable. My niece at the time, I think she's 4 years older than, yeah, 4 years older than my son. So when I gave birth to my son on that Friday, she had a birthday party on that next day, Saturday, the 28th. And, my family, my entire maternal family was there when I gave birth to my son. My friends, even my coworkers came, gave me gifts, checked on me, make sure, I was okay, my son was okay. It was awesome. And they gave me a baby shower. My coworkers did. My family gave me a baby shower. My paternal family, so my bio dad and all of them, they didn't show up. I don't know if they were invited either, but they didn't come. And the day I had my son, I did call them, let them know, like, oh, I had my baby, come visit, come see me. They ended up coming. I think it was that Saturday, but it was in the evening. So it was after my niece's birth. It was either Saturday after my niece's birthday or they came to visit Sunday. I cannot remember. But they did come and visit. I love my niece to pieces. She is beautiful and intelligent and kind and just well-rounded. Her mom has done an amazing job of raising such a beautiful young lady. Like, I love my niece to pieces. Love her, love her. But that sounds bad. I love you, but I love her. But she was 4. Like, she was having her 4th birthday party, and it was the day after I gave birth. So I was like really hurt that they didn't come. At a minimum, that my dad didn't come and see me. He didn't come and check on me. He didn't show up for me. I I gave birth, like, that was a big moment. That changed my life forever. Like, I'm a mother now. Like, that's, huge. And he wasn't there. He didn't try. And I'm gonna make it through this video and not cry, so bear with me, everybody. But that really hurt me. And but I still put a smile on my face, and I was super happy to see all of them when they came. And my my dad, like I said he wanted a relationship with my son, and that meant a lot to me.